Oh, good evening and welcome everyone. Happy to have all of you with us today. صوت واضح. You're okay? صوت تسمعوني? Yeah.
This will be easier, Yeah, later.
Just for the introduction.
This is just the introduction.
Yeah. So, welcome to those who are here for the first time in Harmony House. My name is Mona Al-Arfaj. I'm one of the team members here. And we're very happy to have Dr. Prashant today with us. He's been coming to Kuwait almost every year for the last 15 years. He's a surgeon. He's an ENT doctor by profession. But I also call him a mind surgeon because for the last 40 years, he has been experimenting with the brain, the consciousness, and so a lot about the behavior of human beings, nervous system. He has some books that he has written as well. We just came from Saudi Arabia, from Riyadh, where we had very successful 2 events there. And then we had a retreat also here for the last 2 days. And Dr. Prashant actually tours the world. He has also given sessions at WHO and at the United Nations in Switzerland. So really big CV. I'm just going to summarize it now in 2 lines. But today our session is spiritual intelligence. And I can just say in essence, my experience with Prashant is what I learned personally is to know really myself and to understand what's going constantly inside my mind. And I feel that's a key thing in our journey of life, where we're looking constantly for happiness, health, and these treasures that we're looking outside, but they're actually all inside us. But for me, it was like he was giving me the keys to understand myself. So thank you, Dr. Prashant, for being with us. He's going at 6:30 today. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have some doctors here today.
Nice, yes. So we'll start with a few moments of silence again. And during this silence, let us reflect on the word guest, that we are guests in this place and we are guests on this planet. Thank you. The subject of intelligence, we all know that intelligence makes our lives easy. If there is some intelligent person in your place, in your town, the whole town is benefited. And for yourselves, it helps you, it helps others. Intelligence, any intelligence. But within intelligence, spiritual intelligence is seen to be the highest of all intelligence. There are people with a great mathematical brain and people can remember many, many things. Before I drop this, that's okay. So there are lots of kind people with the different speciality. But spiritual intelligence is highest of all the intelligences, and good for us to know what happens with this. I'm going to speak of 16 areas And you will have if you are interested, you can get a copy of this afterwards in the form of email also. So the first thing about this spiritual intelligence, you will have interest to know the spirit if it is spiritual intelligence. In other words, one who is spiritually intelligent, he definitely sees himself as not of this world, but in this world. He is an invisible traveler. That becomes his very natural attitude. That's what is shown here in the form. The image that is shown here, this is representing our world. Yeah, it is. In this blue box is our world, and what is shown is he sees himself as a traveler passing through this world. He is in this world, but not of this world. Why? Why is it intelligent to have this attitude? Because he's not deceived. Anyone who is intelligent, he's not deceived. One who is intelligent, it can be animal, bird, any creature. Those who are intelligent, they cannot be trapped. Those who are not intelligent, they get trapped and they suffer. So here, this world that is offered to us, it's an extraordinary gift. It is immensely beautiful, but it is also a trap. It can also trick you, trap you, get stuck, and you suffer. One who is intelligent, he sees himself as just passing by. He doesn't wait there to get trapped. Anyone, any creature that can fly, they are safer than those who don't fly. He sees himself as just a flying bird passing by. It doesn't wait to get into the trouble. So that is the first area. And the second area of one who is spiritually intelligent, he will know that within us there is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You heard this story? Everyone heard this story of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? In this story, Dr. Jekyll, he's a scientist. He invents a solution. And when he drinks that solution, he becomes a different person, Mr. Hyde. And Mr. Hyde is a bad person. So he comes home and he becomes Dr. Jekyll. So it's sort of, everyone is puzzled. That bad person enters this house, but when they go in that house, there is Dr. Jekyll. He's an extremely respected person. So this is like two sides of each and every one. It is showing this story, caught the imagination of the world. And it tells us that within each one of us, there is Mr. Hyde. Can you see Mr. Hyde in you? Yes. So that Mr. Hyde within you is your enemy compared to anyone else. No one else creates as many problems to you as opposed to Mr. Hyde within you. He's your real enemy. And so one who is intelligent, he will be able to overcome Mr. Hyde within himself. Understand, recognize it, and rise above that. That is a big intelligence to know this. Just in this context, Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, in his autobiography, he writes that he is fighting wars at three fronts. 3 wars he is fighting. One is against the British Empire, he's fighting a war. Another with the rich people within India, landlords and maharajas and all this, because they are exploiting the poorer, so he is fighting a war with these people of India itself. And the third war, make a guess. Mr. Hyde within him. So he uses the word demons within me. He says that is my real war. the demons within him. So even to recognize this is very intelligent. To know that there are demons and this is something I can overcome. So this is the extra part, these two areas we said. First, if you are talking of spiritual intelligence, know that you are the spirit and you are the traveler passing, and second, there is Mr. Hyde, yes, and may I ask, what is this Mr. Hyde? What is the other word you would use for Mr. Hyde? Ego. Yeah, false ego, limited ego, it is false, something that is based on outside world. Good. So these 16 areas. First, one who is intelligent, he is led by the vision of the future, not the past. I'll explain what it means. Say one person in your life, maybe your colleague created a problem to you a year ago, created a problem to you last month, created a problem yesterday. Understand, no? So you see a pattern and you say, okay, he's going to create problem tomorrow, and I have to treat him in a certain way. I have to position myself in a certain way because I see the pattern. Another way of looking at this is, what is the best relationship I would like with him in the future? 1 year from now, 1 month from now, what's the kind of relationship I would like to have with him? What kind of person I would like him? He's my colleague, he's my friend, maybe a relation. So he grasps that vision of the future and takes action based on the future vision rather than based on the past. Yeah? So if you can do that, you are intelligent because you then change things as opposed to just being subservient to what the pattern that is seen. So in political world, you see sometimes there may be some experts there, spiritually intelligent. If you think of the past, we should be fighting wars all the time with each other. They know the pattern, what has happened, but now let us see the future. And based upon the future, let us see what steps we can take. You bring about the real change, between the nations, and between the individuals, with your world. Am I clear? The big area in the spiritual intelligence, being able to see the larger maps, larger patterns. Am I clear? Being able to see the larger map. Like here, we are in this place. I can see this room, this is all that exists. I also get a feel of this, this campus here, how many doors are there, how you get out. And you are able to see the surrounding, the neighborhood. Then you are in a better position. You know where is the shortcut. You know where you can park the car easily. You are more intelligent, you are more useful to others. Understand, no? One who just sees this room and they don't need to know anything else, then he is not seeing the bigger map, larger map. The largest map, what is the largest map we can see? How far we can see? We can see this country, we can see the larger planet. What's the largest map? Beyond. That is what is shown here. Here, this whole physical universe is shown in this box. All the astronomers and all, they are all concerned about this. Their limit is here. And what is shown here is you are a guest in this physical reality, and you know the reality beyond this. You are aware of it. You may know more details. If you have this vision, you will find out more. But just awareness that the world is more than just this physical. There are benefits, because when you see the bigger map, you can understand things better. When you see the bigger map, you realize that this world, our relationship with this world is temporary. There's definite end to this. That is what is shown in the form of a little circle here. there's guaranteed end to all your experiences here. Everything is going to end. Your position, place, people, everything is going to change for us. And so if there is a guaranteed end, then I can't put big labels on this mine and I, and it prevents you from being deceived. When I don't see the bigger map, I get deceived. I'll give you one small story. I like to, I don't know we have time, but I will like to go into little expansion. Like stories? This is a real story. One little boy in Cambridge and his mother tells this story. She says she takes this boy to a friend once a week. He enjoys being with his friend for a week, for an hour. The boy is 4 or 5 years of age. And then they go home. And she says he cries for the next 8 hours. He's missing his friend. So they go there every week. He's placed for 1 hour. And he goes home and he cries for 8 hours. Means rest of the day he's crying. Has anyone come across this? Children? So what is going on there? Why? Why does he cry? Mother also enjoys to be with her friend. She goes home and she doesn't cry, whereas this little boy cries. Attachment. And why he created attachment? Any better? Any other? What happens with children? Their dimension of time is not complete. They can't see the future. In fact, future doesn't even exist for them. Understand that very much, no. So if you are not seeing the time clearly, you go to a certain place, exit doesn't exist for him. He can't see that he's going to go. He feels it is going to be with him forever. So there are no guard. Guard is not there. He enters into attachments, that he feels I'm going to be here forever, with this friend. And then suddenly he has to go. And he feels it is completely wrong to take him out of this, his eternal surroundings, what he thought is going to be eternal. And so he blames, subconsciously he blames his mother for taking him out of this. Understand, no? So with mother, she has already got other appointments, and so she can see she's going to leave this place and going to go to some other place. She knows it beforehand. So she doesn't go in the direction of attachments, whereas he goes into attachments. So 1 hour, 4 hours, 10 hours, we can see, we are adults, we can see bigger map. But one thing we don't see is our own exit here. We have got a blind spot. Understand? We talk about death and all, we know, and funeral and all, we know this. But we don't see our own exit. What is the proof? How can you say this? Is it like that? We don't see our own exit. What is the evidence? Because we have got attachments. If you got even the slightest attachment in this, you feel you might lose something, this kind of a feeling. You feel you are using the word my, believe that you really own things or own people. It means you are not seeing the exit. And I might encourage you afterwards to take photograph of this little sketch, this beautiful sketch afterwards, and print it out and keep it in your room, because we need to be reminded of this bigger map, and that stretches our intellect, spiritual intellect, that helps us become wiser. And you are not deceived in this world. As was said, end result is happiness. One who is how you treat your enemy is a reflection of yourselves. We may not have big enemies, but there are always someone creating problem in small way or big way in the past and in the very remote past, or can create a problem to your ancestors even. And some don't let go of this, and some are able to let go. It's a reflection of your own state. If you see some great people in the recent history, in the remote history, this is a quality you see in them. Like remote history, Christ. People speak of Christ. What is his greatness? Forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. That kind of a language. Love the enemy. They are creating problems. Love the enemy. Nelson Mandela, Gandhi. You see this, common, continuous quality in them. Greatness of the heart that they don't hold a grudge, and able to rise above that. Think of benefit. Think of helping others. Talking of Gandhi again, there are the people who he has been, before he became Gandhi, he has been unconscious 3 times because of violence. In different situations, because he used to be on the front line, but he kept his non-violence was not just non-violence. Don't join the army. It is not that kind of non-violence. No criticism to anybody, no jokes, not making jokes on anyone, not dealing with sorrow of any kind, but thinking of benevolence, thinking of respect, thinking of love for everyone. Under provocation, there is a active, animosity. There are people, because he's challenging the system, challenging the government, empire. So there was lots of defamation going on against him. But his position was rising above, rising beyond. No jokes even. In the ashram where they stayed, policy was no jokes, no criticism of anyone. But you love everyone, but you don't agree with certain policies, certain ideas. You don't agree. That is open, but no personal animosity. Is it easy? No. What is the method? The method is to know that within everyone there is Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll. And Mr. Hyde in the other person is his problem also. So you want to free Dr. Jekyll from his Mr. Hyde. Understand, no? So you are focusing on Dr. Jekyll rather than Mr. Hyde. Understand, no? More you understand this in yourselves, you realize that this is a story with everyone. And I need to help others become free from their Mr. Hyde. I agree? Am I clear? Say someone has got some bad personality. You get 1% of it. Now and then you come in contact, they say something to and you get 1%. But he has got that mind 24 hours. He's getting the full blast of that Mr. Hyde. Understand? So you should have mercy for him and help him become free from it. And how? But if you empower his Dr. Jekyll, then you are able to help him become free from Mr. Hyde. Starting from ourselves, of course. We need to start this process in ourselves. That to that extent, you are more useful to others. Another quality, those who are intelligent, they are able to step aside from the crowd. to join the crowd is difficult or easy? In fact, we even if you may know something is absolutely right, you feel crowd is always right. You will go along with the crowd where crowd is going. That such is the human tendency. We belong to the flock. Birds. If there are 10 birds, all birds will go in that direction. So we have this huge tendency to join the crowd, but a herd has got one speciality. If one changes the direction, they also change the direction. But you have to be very convinced to change the direction. Then the herd changes the direction. So here we need to be intelligent to be the leader. First know which direction you want to go and then run in that direction. Don't wait for others. And there are sometimes nice poems, be able to walk alone. Others will drop you, others will criticize you, others will, all kinds of things will happen. But be prepared to walk alone. Anything new that comes, that it goes through three phases. The first phase is they will say, it is ridiculous. Second phase, they say, it is totally wrong. And then they say, third stage, it was obvious. So it will go through these different phases. So you have to wait, have patience until they turn around and they say, oh yes, this is always the truth. Given that at present, everyone is joining Mr. Hyde in each other. That is what has happened. Mr. Hyde is dominant at the present time. Everyone is caught into this web. They don't even know that there is anything more than this. And in such a time, you have to first find out what is the right. There are many scholars here, many great people and intelligent people, but you have to come to your understanding. What is the right picture here? Create some time of reflection, experience, and then you may have to say, I have to be firm in this, to walk alone. Crowd will change later. The one who is intelligent has a sense of being a player in a much larger drama. One who is not intelligent, he feels he is center of the universe. Everything is revolving around me. Is it possible to feel like that? Imagine today there is some news. There is something is happening. Just like sometimes, pound becomes stronger, dollar becomes stronger, the dollar becomes weak. Many things are going on, international level. Some things, airlines are closed, airlines are open. What is your first thought that comes? Is it going to help me? Or is it going to affect me or not? That is the first thought. Possible? So if we, even for a short time, create this habit of seeing that this world is much bigger, there are lots and lots of people. They all are important. They all have got their, and I am just one of these 8 billion, more than 8 billion human beings, and much drama is much bigger, and I am within this big drama, player in this much bigger stage. When I take that position, you actually lift higher. Understand, na? You lift above and you are able to enjoy the bigger drama, actually. instead of just me and mine, who enjoys the drama better? One who understands the whole plot and enjoys the drama, or just me and my part, he misses the drama as a result. So here there is a grand performance. It is like orchestra. You may have a part to, blow a trumpet now and then, but there is a greater orchestra, and you end up enjoying the huge performance. In other words, you enjoy every part. In a small part, some variety, richness in this. You are able to appreciate it if you are able to rise beyond. Who is it who feels I am the center of the universe? What is it within us that feels the center of the universe? Ego, yeah. Ego is so caught up in himself, our lower false ego, that bigger the ego, he will feel it is everything around me. Intelligent people, they will go to the bottom of things, try to understand things thoroughly. That is a good quality in anything. If you are learning, say, how to fix, computers, how to use a computer, someone will understand first, just they got a natural tendency to understand the whole system. And then once they have understood the whole thing, they can do whatever that needs to be done with authority. Armstrong, one who went on the moon, first person to land on the moon, but he also knew how to deal with the aircraft, and the craft for the lunar landing. He knew that machinery. He knew the machinery. Not just the astronaut landing there and coming back. So various times, if there are some problems, he knew how to fix it. Understand? No? So here also, anything you are doing, somehow this quality to go to the bottom of things. And when you have done that, you are authority. You understand various small things, big things that are happening, what is behind it. In our studies, medical studies, we used to get some books. They help you to pass exams. And there are some books, it takes 4 times more effort to read them, but you understand the subject, fully. But you have to create 4 times more time to go through it. But you understand, you go to the bottom of things. Same happens at this level in the subject of spirituality. One can deal with something at one level, but you understand just some personalities. They are like this, but we all can strive to understand things at a deeper level. Understand? So someone says, he gets anger. See himself say, I get anger, and you have the option to say, what is it that makes one angry? What is it behind this? To reflect on it. What is the pattern? Why in certain situations? What is behind? Not just anger and blame someone and finished. No, you are observing the patterns within you, going to the bottom of things. And then you learn something very precious. Not just about anger, you understand about mind, and you understand about society, human beings. Why human beings get angry, why there are wars. You understand something much deeper. And you are a more useful person to deal with it. Am I clear? Anything you want to ask? Feel free. Anything you want to ask. I like little interaction. To be able to stand back from a situation, that is intelligent. So many things happen in our lives. One way to deal with that situation, say something, do something, and then regret about saying it afterwards. That is one way. And another way is create maybe a few seconds before jumping into the situation. Just step back, and that gives you a chance to understand the situation a little better. And then your interaction, there is less regret and less problems because you stepped back for a second. When we are using this word guest, right at the beginning, we used the word guest, and we said spiritually intelligent person sees himself as a traveler. Guest is always one step behind. Yeah, say in a household, there are some 2, 3, 5 people and one guest. Guest is also involved. Guest is also doing things. But guest is one step behind. He doesn't take anything personally. He doesn't feel anything is mine. Any situation comes, he may like to give advice, but it is little one step behind. He will think a little bit, should I speak here at all? A guest is the one who speaks less compared to others. Understand, no? So that is a nice position. Guest on this planet. You have stepped back, one step behind. That is intelligent. The huge tendency in human beings to go into attachments. Human beings have got a deep tendency to build empire. Not just some who are, kings, but we all have got tendency to build empire. What is the evidence? Like, say, I am just associated with this. Or right now, for example, we are sitting here. You just leave this room, go to the next room, and you come back. And someone else is sitting on the chair you are sitting. Will you feel this is my chair? Just your association, that is enough for you to claim things. We like to get into this, claiming things for different reasons. We all have got argument, very clever argument, intelligent arguments. But we get trapped as a result into this world which is not in my control, and I have got a guaranteed exit. It is a foreign world for us. But we come into this foreign world and claiming things, collecting things, feel happy that this is also mine and this is also mine. And then the government might give you a certificate, this is all yours. You feel very happy with this. We are deceived in the process because we are getting trapped in a foreign world. Deceived. It is not one atom there is mine. So one who is spiritually intelligent, he steps back. Everyone is saying this is all yours, and he says, not one atom there is not mine. Even this body is not mine. Is it true? Whose is it then, if it is not mine? Someone said to me, if this is not mine, whose is it? I asked him, the cloud, whose is it, that cloud? It doesn't need to belong to anyone, But we are trustees of this. Right now, I'm a trustee of this. As a trustee, I take responsibility. I am trustee of this. Understand? And a trustee for 1 hour, I am a trustee of this. Feel responsible, look after. But one step behind. Trustee doesn't own things. Like bank manager, he's a trustee of all things, but he doesn't step behind. Take this very seriously. It is nice for us to understand this, hear this, but you get results only if you put it into practice. Because it all needs to be put into practice. Create this minute every day where you are coming in that space that I am just a trustee of everything, including the body, family, people, and not mine. Want to build empire, but not in this world. This world, no one has got control on this, and you are stepping back. Now, this is a good one. He learns and grows from mistakes, setback, failures, criticism, and suffering. What people do not like in this world. Understand that? People don't like failures, don't like criticism, don't like suffering. They don't like any of these things. But one who is intelligent, he knows to grow in this situation. He learns and grows in that situation. How? How can you take advantage of that? Say some criticism. If there is criticism, there is only problem. No? He is not just criticizing, he is defaming me with many other people, and I lose friends as a result. So in what way is it good? Is it good? Well, how can I grow in this situation? If you get a good feedback. Yes. That's true. Yeah, very good. All these things affect Mr. Hyde within us. Mr. Hyde within us doesn't like criticism. Ego within us doesn't like criticism. Doesn't like any of this. Defamation, the right, wrong, it doesn't like this. Now, if you are very intelligent, very sensible, you want to remove Mr. Hyde within you. You want to remove ego within you. Agree? Is that your aim? Anyone has got an aim to make ego bigger? No? Anyone has an aim to remove the ego? Remove the ego? Yeah. Okay. Now, you have aim to remove the ego. Someone else is helping you to remove the ego. See, it's a good thing or bad thing? It's a good thing. So, not too big. Yeah. No, normal. Control. Yeah. We will speak on that. And Mona will talk on this another time. But in this model, we have the understanding of the true self-respect. True self-respect is, you can call it ego, but ego based on real you, the truth, and that the invisible traveler. Based on that, your self-respect, not based upon the foreign world. Like, say, if I define myself based upon, some position which is temporary, then it is not very clever. It is going to go. You define yourself based on another person. Ego is created based on some famous husband or something. Then that is not clever, because that only creates more problems. So we don't need ego. What we mean by false ego, we want to remove them. That helps us to come in the true self-respect. And so all these problems, of our Mr. Hyde problems, are because of this false ego. Understand? So if your aim is to remove that, then others are helping you. Yes, that's right. So you will be happy about it, So internally, if not, at least they help you that there is a ego. Ego is hiding. Most of the time, ego is hiding. Ego has got many heads. Like we said, ego based on relations, ego based on position, ego based on some possession. They are all there under the surface, and you don't even know. So there are people who help you. Here is ego. You won't agree if they just tell you, but these situations, you use it for your progress. Process, see what is happening, what you are identifying with, and it may help you become free. Yeah, but true or false doesn't matter as long as it helps me grow.
Protect weight. So how can we protect ourselves? But at the same time, like if we're gonna be evil, like how to set boundaries, but not like
Yeah. The one who is the invisible traveler, he knows that others cannot harm him at all. He is absolutely beyond harm. Deep inside, he knows. And this at this level, everything is going to go anyway. Like right now, I'm here. I'm here for 1 hour, and I'm involved with many things. Someone criticizes this in a disrespectful way, and with the aim to hurt you. Also, someone is criticizing this. All this is happening. That is drama that is going on. I'm going to go after 1 hour. It is not a problem to me. What I am, I remain. So same thing happens. One who is seeing the bigger map, he knows that real him is absolutely beyond harm. Nothing can, even death of the body cannot harm him at all. That is what it means, seeing the bigger map and seeing the traveler. So everything else can only free you from Mr. Hyde. And that is the good news. There is one saying, in one language. It is a language in India, but they're saying regional language. And saying is that you need to have a neighbor who is your worst critic. You should have a house next door to your worst critic. Then you will be safe. If you are having all the flatterers around you, then you are not safe. Mr. Hyde will be safe in that environment. Some kings, they used to keep flatterers around them, and then they can be quite happy, this kind of. Mr. Hyde can be very happy in that. But here you need to take opportunity. Our culture is not critical. You understand? Our culture, even here, I noticed, this happens in other countries also. They all like to be nice to each other, and they will be pleasant. They will not tell you directly things. So you are not in a good position. You have to choose a neighbor who is, and when this opportunity that does come, you have to take advantage of that. Right, wrong, it doesn't matter. But to spend time with him. Great time with him. Yes. That's right, yes. And there was one philosopher, but also a spiritual teacher by name Gurdjieff. Anyone heard this name? Gurdjieff? Uspensky? No, you don't hear this name? The Russia, Armenia, that area. Gurdjieff, you heard? No. Uspensky, you heard the name Uspensky? Yeah, but not important. Name is not important. But yeah, so he had a bit like a retreat place in France, outside of Paris, and people had to pay to come to the retreats, spiritually based retreats. And but he had a program, very strict program, and a bit unconventional style. Creating opportunities for people for progress, but a very clear structure in his own way. This was in 1950s. But two people, he used to pay to them to come and spend time there. And these two people have had one great quality. Both of them had one great quality. They knew exactly how to annoy everyone. and he used to pay them. Come, invite them. Others had to pay to be at the retreat, but he saw they are very useful for his work. Because it is in that environment there is an opportunity for growth. So when the situation does come, you are not going to lose them. You will take benefit of it and grow. The one who is sensible, he has intention to give rather than take. There are sometimes companies, one policy is profit, and other company, how to help the community in that area. That is how to create employment. Maybe profit is less, but the staff, they have education and they have, family life, and they think of the local society, community, rather than just a company. And what is seen, those who are givers, they are happier than takers. Do you agree? In studies, it is seen that even if the person's personal situation is not very good, there are problems, health problems, and all problems, but givers are happier than takers in the world. Understand, no? It's in different ways. Giving and taking is not physical always. Like, say, you are walking in the street and someone is walking past you. Just in a city, people are walking past you and you are walking. You have the option to create this 5 seconds of respect for whoever walking past. Understand? You don't have to speak anything. Give value to your thoughts, to your feelings. That is very precious in this world. Just do 5 seconds of respect. Whoever is in your sight, it can be one person even. That is giving. We have opportunity to give in all situations. But it is also possible, I might be thinking, is he respecting me? Is he nice to me? Why he didn't smile at me? That is also possible. Then I'm in the taker mode. But those who are givers are happier, and they have a better quality of life. How do you explain this? How does that happen? Givers are happy. My logic tells me, if you give, you lose. So where does this happiness come from? Feelings. Not expecting it. Free heart. Good deed. Yeah. Okay. And another law, in this, say in your house, there are 5 people, let us say, and there is enough food on the table, and everything is okay. There's more food in the fridge. Suddenly some friends arrive your house. Share. But 30 of them. So it's all they say, they will love you so much. We missed you. So they all arrive. And you have to feed them. What is your next thought? Suddenly you see all these people and you have to feed them, 30 of them.
And are small things.
I will not, you will not eat. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Another thought will come. What else is in the house? That thought will come. This situation forces you to go to the kitchen store. Understand? No? And you discover things that you had forgotten about. In your normal life, if there is enough food on the table, why do you go to the kitchen store? Understand? No? There is enough, there is some ice cream, this. Why do you go to the kitchen store? If there is need, then it forces you to see what else is in the house. Something similar happens here. If we lead a ice cream culture, so superficial, everything is there, immediate gratification. And then you don't need to dig deeper. When you put yourself in a situation, you have to reach more people, then it forces you to see what else is within you. And you discover that we got big store of happiness within us. A big store of not just happiness, even wisdom is within us. Peace is within us. You discover the big store that is inside us. Understand, no? Normally, people are not in touch with this because they are leading a superficial life. And then you are not digging deeper enough. So those who are intelligent, they will definitely discover the treasures inside if they are intelligent. If there are treasures here and you have not discovered it, then you are not intelligent. If you have got a method to discover it, get in touch, then you are intelligent. Each and everyone. This is what the spiritual principle is. We don't need to be all the time, trying to claim things from here. I want more happiness. I want more happiness. We are ready to destroy the planet in the process. But more you are able to discover what is the treasure within you, then you are intelligent. Let us see starting position, what we got already, and then let us come here. Then that is a right balance. Another quality, they transcend the physical and the mundane, those who are intelligent. That they are able to rise above the ordinariness, mundane, but also the physical. If you are a traveler, those who are travelers, they know more of this city also. They are in the spirit of observing things, seeing things, as opposed to being settled in one place. So here, the one who is traveler, he sees himself as a traveler. He doesn't settle down in the physical, mundane, just in some routine. He discovers the reality beyond the mundane and comes to know about other realities. He may discover the immortality and the eternal reality beyond. He may discover that. Experiences higher states of consciousness. At present, we are not in our highest state of consciousness. We have got a huge potential. I'll tell you one story here, and maybe I will stop here after this, but you will have this list, So higher states of consciousness, and the story is on the back of a pig, in a pig farm. On the back of a pig, there was an insect, and this insect finds a patch of mud. He says, wow, this is a big land and it is in a good location, So he was very impressed that he found this land he was looking for. And he started building fence and putting notices, trespassers not allowed. And he put his name in that land, and one eagle comes, and says, do you want to be the eagle? Do you want to see the sky? A sky? What is that sky? He said, I will show you the world beyond the clouds. I will show you the stars. I will show you also the valleys and the mountains and the trees and animals. I will also show you the pig properly. You will see this. He says it appears exciting, very, I would definitely like to see the sky, but right now I have found this land. I don't want to lose this land. But come 1 week later, by that time my fence will be ready. I will put a lock, good lock. So after that, I would like to come to the sky. So the eagle comes again after 1 week. He says, ready? Do you want to come? He says, I found more land. This is a very special time, opportunities, and excited about this progress. So I'm not ready right now. But a week later, come again. So eagle comes again after 1 week. Sky, do you want to come? He says, now I got some cracks in my land. I'm busy fixing cracks. I myself need help here. So how can I drop it all and go to the sky? So I'm not coming to the sky. Come here to help me if you want. So the eagle goes to the sky and he stays on his land. What does this tell you, the story? Whose story is it? It is our story, and we can be very, very busy with our land. And one girl said, I think I'm at the level of the cracks, she said. I'm fixing cracks. Gone through the other phases. And another person, students came. One said, I'm doing PhD on fixing cracks. And if I have done 2 years, I got another year to finish. So should I finish my PhD? Because funding is all done already. So should I finish my PhD or go to the sky? What is your answer? Finish the PhD. Now, finish PhD. Yeah. What is your answer? What will you tell her? Yeah. I will not delay 1 second this option of the sky. These options, PhD, what PhD? In this pig farm. The option is such that I won't risk it by even 1 second. Go to the sky now. And if you think you still want to help anyone by doing the PhD and someone is benefited, do it as an eagle. You don't need to stay as an insect and in that mind 1 second longer. Yeah, they do it as an eagle. Yeah, it is like that. So here, our opportunities are enormous without exaggeration. What is possible for human beings is literally the option of the sky, bigger than the sky of the eagle, because our dimension is eternal and it is a world of perfection, a world where there is no reason for sorrow, no different game altogether. Divine and sublime, that option is there for everyone. But they will have to renounce the fence and the land and the pig farm. Understand? You have to let go of this my. Bottom line is you have to let go of confusion. I can believe in mine. It is not even mine. So you are just dropping the confusion, and you can come there as.
Sky. I'm at 80 years on the years, then we're all going to the sky. So
Yeah, it is more the shift of consciousness. We don't all just go to the sky. If the consciousness is still here in the farm, then I will not suddenly go there. That consciousness change is required. We have to be eligible wherever we are going. And I will just add one more thing here. The one who is spiritually intelligent has the ability to divinize everyday experiences. This is like a very special. Small things, he can divinize them. Understand? See it in a very different way. For example, from what angle I see you, it becomes a very different game altogether. From what angle I see you. Here, the truth is there is Mr. Hyde also and Dr. Jekyll. When we are saying Dr. Jekyll, they are literally angelic souls. Angelic. They are immensely lovely. They are godlike beings. And if I am seeing that, that becomes my world. Wherever you go, you are seeing they all are divine beings, angelic beings. So your world is all of a sudden surrounded by angels. It is your world. This world, I have the option to see this world as a great performance, story performance. But see the details of this, small things, the richness of this. The small things cheer you. It can be a stone there. It can be some breeze moving something, someone sneezing, someone walking. It is a performance going on. It becomes practice it right now. And you find it is cheerful. It becomes like a big miracle. Literally, internally, you feel extraordinary miracle. And this is a statement made by one quantum physicist by name Fred Alan Wolf. Like children, children, because they got this fresh perspective. Until we tell them it is not a miracle, it is all serious, and we have to complain. So we have the option to see it, and we divinize it. We are not losers by doing this, but your inner life becomes very, very rich. And if you create even 2 minutes, 1 minute a day, that person will not have mental health problems. Because these feelings are so rich, it eradicates all the other things that is going on in the mind. You don't need any medications. Understand, no? To divinize everyday experiences. But in that process, you are also contributing to this planet in a positive way. You create this, play with it. Even that is fun. It is playing with it. For 1 minute, there's no compulsion. You are sitting, standing waiting for something. Let's say, let me see it this way. Let me see this in a new way. Like some simple thing. You are touching this. This hand is touching this. Play with this. That God, Supreme Soul, and I, the soul, both together are using this hand and touching this. It gets divinized. That 5 seconds are divinized. Understand now? Play with this. And you will find it will only get refined further. As you play with it, it will get refined. And you will find the reality behind it and be wiser and spiritually intelligent. Maybe I will stop here. And Mona, You can ask more difficult questions to Muna. Muna is an embodiment of this.
Can you get the...
Really? Yeah. And I it leave at 6:30.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prashant. Thank you everyone for coming.